Alrighty, hello everybody. Hello, hello. What is going on, everyone? It is Sunday. It is July 7th, 2019, and I am Darkside Phil, and I welcome you wholeheartedly, everyone, to my first of two gameplay streams. How's it going for everybody today? I hope I find you all well. I hope you're all having a good day. I'm having a good day. It's nice and cool here in Washington today. Even though it is the summer, we've been having some really cool weather. I'm certainly not going to complain at all. I like it when it's much cooler like it's been here. So things have been pretty good. You know, the streams have been going well. We've been having a lot of fun with all the new games and everything. And today we're swinging back to Final Fantasy IX, which is a playthrough that I very much have enjoyed. You know, at this point, we're really far into the game, and in my opinion, you know, I'm enjoying every moment of it. I like the plot changes up, and keeps mixing it up a little bit, you know. It's creative, it's interesting, it's fun, and I like that about the game, so I hope you've been enjoying the playthrough. FYI, you know, we are firmly into my streaming week at this point. This is day 2 of my streaming week. I'm only streaming till Wednesday this week. Thursday's my day off for the week. We're going to cover the schedule in just a moment, because the schedule is going to... I get the feeling the schedule is going to be good, but it might be a little bit... how can I say? It's not necessarily going to be like consistently the same thing every day. In fact, there's going to be a lot of variety this week. So you're going to have to basically be following along the schedule to know what's going on, okay? Let's talk a little bit about a few things. First of all, you may have noticed I still don't have a sub goal up. There is going to be a sub goal for July. I've just been so crazy busy, I haven't had a chance to do anything with it. There is going to be one, I swear. What I'm going to do tonight is, after my streams are over, I'm going to take some time to do some work on the streams. The first thing I'm going to do is set up said sub goal, which I just haven't had a chance to do, and I apologize for that. The sub goal is going to be, as we had discussed, the return of the Rageathon, where it's going to be a marathon of games that are going to cause me to rage. Okay? I think it'll be a good event. It was a good event last summer when we did it. People seem to enjoy it, and, you know, it seems to bring out interest. So that's what it's going to be. All right. Apologies, it's not ready today, but it will be shortly. Okay. And the way it's going to work is, if we hit a certain amount of subs during the month of July, people will be able to nominate games that they feel will cause me to rage. All right. And then we're going to do a marathon setting of that. It's going to be a marathon setting of rage-inducing games. Okay. So it should be fun. And I'm looking forward to it if we hit the sub goal. What is the sub goal? I didn't set it up yet, like I said. We'll talk about that probably tomorrow. We'll start talking about that. Okay? What it's going to be. Hopefully this will inspire people to subscribe to the channel. Because as you know, without a plethora of new releases, it can be tough to get people to sub to the channel. So maybe this will be an incentive for people to do so. In addition, there are some new emotes that I believe I'm going to be setting up shortly. Some that are pertinent to some games coming out this month, so I'll be working on that tonight as well, I believe. I'll probably be removing some emotes that people usually aren't using, and I'll be sliding in some emotes there that will get a lot more use, okay? So that's going to be hopefully tonight, as long as nothing, gets in the way. That should be tonight. I should have time to work on that, okay? There's also the Patron's Choice poll that is currently going... Excuse me. The Viewer's Choice poll. I keep calling it the Patron's Choice poll because it's the first time ever we've done an actual Viewer's Choice instead of a Patron's Choice. So I keep getting it confused. But no, the Viewer's Choice poll is still in full effect. It's still a very close poll. We've still got neck and neck between Mario 64, SpongeBob, Battle for Bikini Bottom, as well as Knights of the Old Republic, and one or two other games are still in the running. So please, if you have not voted yet, please continue to vote. All right. It's going to probably be sometime this week where that poll's going to end. We'll see, but more than likely it's going to end sooner rather than later, because that way it'll allow me to start getting ready for that playthrough, get whatever version of the game or whatever I need to get for that playthrough that's going to start this summer. Okay, right? It's going to start within a couple of weeks, I think. Probably by the second half of July, we'll be starting up with the Viewer's Choice game, whatever it ends up being. All right. So... please vote. Go to thekingofhate.com. Go to the forums. Go to the general section of said forums. And then vote on the games you want to see as a Viewer's Choice playthrough. You can vote on as many games as you want in that listing. I believe there's 12 of them. It's a multiple choice, so please vote, vote, and vote. It's free. Alrighty then. Now, let's talk schedule-wise about what we're going to be doing this week. Like I said, I think this week will be a little bit, not necessarily on the weird side, but a little bit different because we're going to have a variety of stuff. So, today, Final Fantasy IX continuing on. And FYI, guys, today's stream will be a tiny bit shorter than usual. I know usually I stream till around 4 p.m. Pacific time. Today I have to end at 3:30 p.m. because Kat actually has to go to work, and I am cooking today. I told her I would cook because she's been cooking recently. So since I'm cooking, that means I need a little bit of time to do it. So I need to end a little bit on the earlier side to make dinner. All right, so 3:30 I'm ending today, but we're still going to have around 3.5 to 4 hours of gameplay. Tonight, here we go, guys. Tonight, I am playing The Sinking City. Now, before you guys start groaning, all right, before you start saying, oh my god, The Sinking City, this fucking game, he's still playing it. The bottom line is this with The Sinking City, all right? I've now played it for about, I think, I want to say around 10 hours, if not a little longer. And quite frankly, nothing in this game has impressed me. I'm just being very honest with you guys. At first, I thought it was intriguing because it was an H.P. Lovecraft plotline, all right? And I was like, man, you know, I like Lovecraft. I've read his works. And to actually combine a lot of his plots together into one game is kind of an interesting thing. But the gameplay is just shitty, man. It's not entertaining. It's going around this empty open world that's not very exciting at all. You know, it's basically, in my opinion, very underwhelming. They could have done a much better job with this freaking game. Okay? You know, I just don't know. I could give a ton of examples of how this game could be much better. Okay? It's just not very good. And, you know, I've been really struggling to keep playing this game. My viewing audience isn't very interested in it anymore. Quite frankly, after that last session I did, I'm not very interested in it anymore. All right? I think this is a game that had tons of potential. It was not executed very well. The game had been delayed multiple times. We can see why. You know, just basically, it's kind of boring. All right? So here's what we're going to do. Tonight, I'm going to give it a last hurrah 2-hour late night stream. For 2 more hours, we're going to try to play this game and see if anything interesting happens or if we can make anything fun out of it. If we can, great. I mean, more than happy and willing to keep playing it. But honestly, in my opinion, I don't know if we're going to be able to pull this one out of the fire. And it sucks because this game was a full $60 release. And, you know, here we are about a week and a half later, and I really have no desire to even friggin' play it again. You know what I mean? It sucks. It does. It really sucks. But I guess that's life. So, we'll see. Let's see tonight. One more late night stream. Let's see how it goes. If it goes shitty, then that's it. We'll flush the toilet. We'll get rid of this turd. And we'll focus on other stuff. Because the truth of the matter is, you guys have been telling me to bring back the chill streams. You like the late night chill streams rather than doing more new releases at night. And you've been telling me, man, where's MLB? Some people have been saying, MLB, you haven't played in weeks now. What's going on? This week, Dragon Quest Builders 2 is coming up, which is probably going to end up being a chill game after a few major sessions. So we're going to need time for this. And the question is, if I'm playing Sinking City, a game that no one's really caring about, you know, where am I going to have time for that stuff? All right. So I guess we'll see. Let's give it one more shot tonight. All right. Now tomorrow there's going to be some hype, guys, because tomorrow it's the time for the return to Mario Maker 2. As you know, last time I played user-created levels, we had mass hilarity. Tomorrow's main gameplay stream will be Super Mario Maker 2. All right. And it's going to be a fun one. What I'm going to be doing is a combination of trying out the highest rated stages again that I haven't tried yet. But I'm also going to balance that with stages that people have been recommending. I got 2 or 3 people who've been sending me recommended levels to check out. And that's going to be tomorrow's main gameplay stream, Mario Maker 2. All right. And yes, at some point, I will be trying out the level that defeated me last week when I was playing Mario Maker 2 on that stream. What was that, Wednesday? Yeah, I will be trying out that stage again, trying to beat it. All right. So it's going to be new stages. It's going to be, you know, the same stage that beat me before. It's going to be a fun stream. I hope you guys will join me for Mario Maker 2 Rage and Fun tomorrow as the main gameplay stream. Okay? Fair enough? Alright. Also, oh, by the way, Crazy Dream, I see you're in the chat, dude. I know you had said you had ordered me that Hori controller for the Switch. I didn't get it, and I asked you to send me tracking info, and you didn't send it. So if you could let me know if you were serious about getting it or not, because someone else wanted to get it for me, and I told them to hold off because you had said you had purchased it for me. So if you have information, please send it my way. I don't have it yet, and I was hoping to have it in time for tomorrow, and now it's not looking like it's going to happen. So yeah, please let me know, dude, what's going on with that, and that way I can look into it. It says it was delivered. Crazy Dream, it does. See, that's why I wanted tracking info. Can you send me that info so I can figure this out? Because I didn't get it. Maybe it's somewhere where it's not supposed to be, which could happen. It could be that someone put it somewhere it's not supposed to be. Because they're supposed to, when they deliver packages to me, they're supposed to put them on my mailbox. How much you want to bet that it's sitting on my front porch right now? In fact, I was gonna say I'll go check, but I'm not playing Mario Maker right now. I'll check later today. How much do you want to bet it's sitting on my front porch? Because here's the thing, Crazy Dream. If that's the case, I want to remove that as well from my wish list, so people don't think that that's still, I need to know that I need it. Because someone else actually wanted to buy it for me the same day you already did, and I was like, oh, please, hold off on that. So, all right. So I'll check. Maybe I'll check during the break. I'll see if it's down there. But anyway, so Mario Maker on Monday, and hopefully, hey, if this controller's here, that's great. I'm gonna try this Hori controller instead of the stupid, the Nintendo Pro controller, $70 wireless controller with a shitty D-pad. Hopefully this one's better. Okay. All right. Then Monday night, it'll be our weekly Minecraft stream, which should be a lot of fun. Last time in Minecraft, I returned back to my home base where I planted a bunch of the crops that I needed to grow from the village. And then I went back to the village and did a lot of trading with the villagers. That's the last thing I did is I named the villager who I was supposed to name, and I traded a bunch of stuff. Now, this Minecraft session should be very interesting because last week, the person who was the top contributor asked me to go to the Nether, okay, and to kill one of those ghasts, and then put a sign on top of its corpse saying, like, their name was here. I forgot who it is, and I apologize. I gotta look it up who it was that was the top contributor last week. So that should be fun. We're gonna be doing that. Plus, we're gonna be doing more stuff with the villagers and everything. So it should be a fun, chill stream on Monday night. I hope you guys will join me for that. Tuesday, we're gonna finish up Stranger Things 3, the game. And as of last night, I saw the first 2 episodes of Stranger Things 3, and the show is good, and this game really very much followed right along with the plot of the show. I mean, because I've been playing the game, I get the feeling I pretty much know almost the entire plot of the show at this point, which is cool, because if you like the show Stranger Things 3, this game is right up your alley. For $20, it's a game that goes right in with the plot, and you get to play as all the characters. So you might want to give it a go, all right? That's right, Nihilistic Goldfish, it was Creepy Spaghetti. Thank you for reminding me. He was the top contributor during the Minecraft stream last week, so he'll get that sign put up for him this week. Okay. So, Stranger Things 3, the game, will conclude on Tuesday as the main gameplay stream, okay? Then Tuesday night, we're going to be doing some more Judgment. That's the ongoing playthrough for the makers of Yakuza. I played 2 hours last night, and it was a lot of fun. Looking forward to 2 more hours Tuesday night. And then on Wednesday, it'll be more Final Fantasy IX. That's right, we'll do another major stream of Final Fantasy IX coming up here on Wednesday. And then Wednesday night will be my weekly Black Ops 4 Blackout stream, okay? Thursday's my day off this week, but then I'll be back on Friday with the premiere of Dragon Quest Builders 2. Alright, so that's the rough schedule. Today we got Final Fantasy and Sinking City. Tomorrow we got Mario Maker and Minecraft. Tuesday it's Stranger Things 3 and Judgment. And then Wednesday it's Final Fantasy and Blackout. Okay, and then Friday the big premiere of Dragon Quest Builders 2. Good week. Like I said, this is a weird week, good variety. But a lot of variety. Like, there's, like, not much else, not a lot of, games I'm playing more than 1 or 2 times. It's a lot of, good variety mixed in this week with the stream. So I hope you guys are excited for that. Okay? Fair enough? Okay. Fair enough it is. Alright, continuing on. let me think. Is there anything else that I want to talk about? I guess the one thing I should mention, guys, the Amazon wish list, you know, because it is the new thing. Yes, it does work. Oh, here we go. Crazy Dream, sent me the tracking info. It says it's delivered. They didn't say where they left it. All right. How much do you want to bet? I almost guarantee this is sitting on my front porch, and it's not supposed to. There's actually a delivery box for packages that they're supposed to put packages in. How much do you want to bet they didn't do it? That they just tossed it on the front porch? I almost guarantee it. I'll have to check later. Okay, thank you, Crazy Dream. I'll let you know if if it showed up, and we'll be testing that tomorrow if it did. Okay. You guys are all worried. They're like, oh, it's on the front porch. Go get it. Guys, you got to realize I'm in a private place. I'm in a private community. No one can walk up to my front porch and steal a package. It's just stepping onto this road is illegal because it's private property. And if anyone were to steal anything, we have cameras everywhere. Like, don't worry about it. I can have packages sit on my porch for days and not have to worry about it. That's why I live here. That's why I don't live on a public street where someone could just walk up and steal shit. So, okay. All right, guys. So, oh yeah, that's right. The Amazon wishlist. Sorry, I got distracted. So the Amazon wishlist, it is live. All right. You can check it out by either looking below my stream or by typing !wishlist into the stream chat. Basically, it's a listing of, credits for all of the online gaming services, including PlayStation Store, Nintendo Shop, and Xbox Live Store. And Dragon Quest Builders 2 is on there. If you'd like to pre-order the digital version for the Switch for me, you could do that. Or a Genesis Mini is currently on there that I'd like to play in September. All right. So if you want to help out with the cost of the streams, you can get any of those things for me. It helps out tremendously. If you do get one of them, please notify me. Either tell me on a stream or email me at darksidefell@hotmail.com or both, so I know what's going on. I know it's coming. And then when I get those things, I like to remove them from the list. For example, if this controller had showed up, I will remove this from the list so no one else tries to buy it. Okay? Fair enough? Thank you. Okay. All right, guys, moving on. Let's go to the next segment of our pre-stream, which is, of course, the gratuitous plugs. I want to say thank you guys very much for 11 awesome years where I've been a content creator for the internet. I did YouTube videos of live gaming commentary for 2.5 years before I ever made a dime doing it. Then I made it my full-time job in 2011 when I lost my office job of 5 years. I got laid off unexpectedly, and I did it for about 6 years as a full-time YouTuber. Then in 2017, sadly, YouTube fell apart. They had their adpocalypse, and the whole ad revenue bottom fell out from the business model. People like me could no longer make a living doing YouTube. And I had to find a way to change it up and make ends meet. And on the fly, I adjusted and became a live streamer full-time. I love being a live interactive streamer. It's one of the best choices I've ever made. I love the interactions that we have. I feel that it actually adds to the fun and the organic kind of, content that I make. It feels good being interactive rather than just kind of sitting in an isolation booth playing a game like I did for so long. But that being said, because I have adapted and become an interactive streamer, I rely almost solely on, revenue from the streams. I rely on crowdfunding from you guys, the viewers, to make ends meet and to allow myself to keep doing this for a living because YouTube ad revenue has almost all dried up. It's pretty bad. YouTube, I just continuously upload videos to DSPGaming on YouTube as an archive for those who cannot be here for the streams. And I'm not going to stop doing that because I do realize I have a large fan base of people who made me popular on YouTube to begin with. That's why I'm able to be popular and continue to have success on Twitch. That being said, I rely on Twitch in order to make a living. So, if you enjoy my daily live streams and you enjoy my on-demand videos on YouTube and you want to see it all continue and you want to help me out and keep things going, there are many ways that you can contribute and allow that to happen. The first is checking out my Patreon over at patreon.com/darksidephil, where your monthly pledges earn you personal perks. All right? I'm not going to go through the perks. However, give it a look on the website. It explains all of them. Thanks to anyone who's a current pledgee and thanks to anyone who considers becoming a pledgee as well. You can buy something from my Teespring merchandise shop, where I sell many things, mostly t-shirts, but there's also things like stickers and mugs and other stuff. And it's great quality stuff I can attest to. I've owned much of it for over 2 years at this point, and I love it. So please give it a look. Anything you buy helps me out, and of course you get a cool collectible. That's cool. But if you're here live on the stream, if you're here live on the stream and you want to get some interaction with me during today's live stream, all right, if you either cheer, sub, or tip during today's stream, I'm going to give you a verbal shout out in conjunction with your contributions. Now, understand a few things. Number one, I absolutely love what I do for a living, and even though all of your contributions help tremendously, they're not mandatory. I just enjoy the fact that people come out and hang out with me on a daily basis, and just enjoy games at face value and my honest reactions to them, and that we can shoot the shit a little bit and talk. That's amazing. This is one of the best jobs, if not the best job I've ever had in my life, okay? That being said, it does help when you guys contribute, all right? So I'm going to do my best to shout out and give you a thank you when you contribute. However, understand a few things. Number one, I have to abide by Twitch's terms of service, all right? So I can't say and do stuff that's against the rules. Number two, I have my own set of personal rules here on the stream to try to maintain a certain vibe, all right? And the vibe that I try to maintain is a chill one. I don't want drama. I don't want nonsense, no insults, no bring up politics and religion that are very divisive and are going to make, or excuse me, diversive, and are going to make people get pissed off at each other. You know what I mean? We try to maintain just a relaxing vibe where we can enjoy games at face value. If I rage, you laugh. If we have a great time with games, great. You know what I mean? Just as long as we don't get too derailed, all right? So please try to maintain that vibe, and in general, understand I am not required at all to give any reaction to anything that anyone does. There's no agreement that says because you contribute, I absolutely have to give a shout out or respond to anything. And if I feel that something is trying to derail the stream or is not in line with what I want with the streams, I have no obligation to say or do anything. But that being said, I am incredibly grateful for all your contributions, and I go the extra mile to try to make sure that everyone gets credit, okay? As you can see, we have a stream leaderboard at the top of the stream, which top tipper and top cheerer will have extra recognition all day long. I'll also try to periodically update that current sub count. In addition to all of that, today is Sunday, all right, everyone? And if you look at the top of your streams, you will see a cheering leaderboard that is integrated right here into Twitch. This cheering leaderboard keeps track of the bits cheering that everyone's done this week. That will reset overnight. It resets every Sunday night. So this is your absolute last chance today. If you want to try to get up into the top 10 cheerers of the week, you have to try to do it today, because tomorrow it's going to go back to 0. All right? So please consider it. Thank you guys for anything, any contributions. Now, being very matter of fact, upfront, and honest with all of you. Right now, I'm in an incredibly bad financial situation. I have been for months, and it looks like, you know, it's going to be tough getting out of it. Let's just put it that way. Stuff going on behind the scenes that I don't talk about because it has nothing to do with the streams, all right? But sadly, I'm just not in a good place. My bank account was overdrawn, and I don't get paid by Twitch until the middle of this month. If you guys tip me today, the tips can go straight towards my bills and to clear up this overdrawn bank account, all right? So please consider tipping me if it is the preferred method of contribution. Now understand, if you guys want to buy something from my Teespring or pledge to my Patreon, or if you cheer or sub during the stream, all those things are still greatly appreciated, and they all do help. But in the short term, tipping me helps me more than anything right now. So please consider it. Thank you to anyone who does tip today. There's 2 ways you can tip me. Below the stream, there's a tips jar button that you can click on, or you can type !tip to get to the PayPal tips page, all right? There's 2 different ways you could go to the tips page. When you go to the tips page, you'll have some options. First of all, if you're going to tip me, you do not need to put up your real name. You could put up anonymous. You could put up a different name in a message. You could just basically make it so that no one knows it's you, because a lot of people get nervous that when they contribute to a streamer on the internet that trolls will go after them. You don't have to put who you are, so that way no one will know it's you. I won't even know it's you. Okay? There you go. Number 2, you don't need a PayPal account to tip me. That is a misconception. You can just use a debit or credit card. There's a button right there on the PayPal tips page that says as much. It says, want to just do a tip with a debit or credit card, click here. All right? So please consider it again. I appreciate all contributions. They are not mandatory. The best way to help me today would be to tip me. Okay, guys? Fair enough? All right. Well, all right. Okay, guys. So that's it for the plug segment. Let's move on to the shout-out segment. Okay? So now, shout-outs to everyone who contributed. So far today, we start off with Overnight. Golden Colts did a couple of cheers. Thank you very much, Golden Colts, for the overnight cheers. If I can get my laptop to unstick. There we go. Yes, 2 cheers overnight. Thank you very much. We started off today's stream with... Well, actually, I take this back. This was before the stream started. My bad. So, we got a question from someone, and some people would think it's a tentative or a sensitive subject. I don't think it is. So, I'm going to answer it, all right? Lego Mario did a 100-bit cheer. And he says, I'm not sure if we're allowed to talk about John Rambo on stream. I'm curious if you know about his whereabouts. He canceled the show last year and logged off of social media. It's a shame he put out great content, and I've been a fan of you both. Also, I want to say the old Cafe Press t-shirts would make great throwback Teespring shirts. Okay. So first of all, in regards to John Rambo, I haven't talked to the guy since 2015. And that's the God's honest truth. He actively chose to ignore me and then to basically make a video publicly saying bad things about me that he had never even discussed with me. All right. This is completely old news. It's 4 years old at this point. Since then, there's been absolutely no effort on either of our behalves to contact each other. And quite frankly, you know, I feel that what he did 4 years ago was his way of showing that he just didn't want to have any kind of relationship with me anymore. That's at least the way that I took it. Okay. If he actually wanted to have an ongoing communication or relationship with me, he would have responded to messages that I had sent him. He would have talked to me behind the scenes about stuff. He would not have made a public-facing video like he did. Okay? So all that being said, I have no ill will towards him, and I wish him the best, but I haven't talked to the guy in 4 years. So for you asking me this question, you might as well ask anyone else on planet Earth, and they might actually know more than me. Because since then, I haven't talked to the guy, I haven't followed him, I haven't watched a single piece of any content he's put out. You know, I know nothing about his show or why he might have canceled it. I haven't heard a single episode of his show since, since then, since 2015. So I am the last person on the planet to know anything. If you want me to speculate, sure, I can speculate. My speculation is this. He wants to disconnect from the internet presence and have an in-person life that's not full of drama. You know, by the years that he was associated with me, it directly associated him with a lot of drama. People constantly up in his shit, asking him about his personal life, asking him about all things that maybe he didn't want to reveal to the world. Okay? So when someone in general deletes all their social media, it means they're done with that shit, and they want to have a private life that's separate from that internet presence. They don't want all their stuff publicly constantly aired, right? That would be my guess. You know, take a look at what I did in the past 2 years. I stopped constantly posting up personal stuff on social media. My Instagram is almost unused at this point. You know what I mean? Like, and I found that dramatically it has improved my quality of life because there's no more drama. People don't constantly micromanage and assess everything that I fucking do in real life, and they don't judge me for every little thing that I fucking do because I don't share it all publicly. In essence, it's given me the ability to have a very fun private life with my wife that you guys don't know about, and that's a good thing. It's good to us to have our own private stuff, that not having everything be public knowledge and not having everything be aired out there on the internet has allowed us to have a much better relationship and a much better life, in my opinion. And her opinion, she agrees with me. She doesn't want our life to be completely fucking public all over the internet. That being said, I'm not saying that every once in a while it's not fun to share something positive with you guys, right? You know, and maybe coming up, I'll be honest with you guys, what I'm hoping for is that this summer things will get a little bit better. I'll be honest, things on the streams have actually been quite positive lately. Contributions on streams have been up, which is great. Things have been going good. I'm hoping I can get myself out of this shitty financial hole I've been in. You know, if I can, then maybe I can share a little bit more about my private life with you guys. Not too much, but maybe a few things here or there that I can share with you. That wouldn't be like, oh my God, Phil's sharing this and that and this and that, you know. And then people have to microanalyze everything and turn it into a negative. You know what I mean? But for me, just focusing on the streams with you guys has been great. It's worked. It's, you know, things are growing good. The summer has been great so far. I'm looking forward to more. I hope that it keeps the momentum it's got. So we'll see. But here's the thing. Like I said, when you share everything on the internet, everything becomes internet drama and everyone's constantly up in your shit, right? So, you know, when Rambo made that video 4 years ago, that was his first step of saying, okay, I want no drama with Phil anymore. I'm cutting myself off from that relationship. Then he continued to make content. What's to say that he didn't still constantly see drama and negative shit thrown towards his way? Maybe because of his association with me, maybe just because he kept an internet presence. Who knows what it was, right? Could have been pressure about putting out content that he really wasn't making any money on, right? So he's doing all this pressure to put out content when he could be doing better things with his time. Who knows what it is? It's all speculation. We'll never know. And the bottom line is, if the guy decided to shut down his social media and stop doing his show and move on with his life and not have an internet presence, good. You should respect those wishes, and you should actually stop trying to seek out answers. Because if the answers were there to be known, he would let you know, right? You should respect his wishes to move on from the internet and do other stuff. You know what I mean? You should. You should just not bother trying to dig into his personal stuff. All right? So, there you go. That's my opinion. I know I have no facts and no information, but my opinion is leave the guy alone. If he decided to leave the internet, great. Let him have his own stuff and stop bothering him. All right? There you go. Moving on. One Button Dash has resubbed for 11 months in a row. He says we'll be playing the new Wolfenstein Youngblood game. It comes out later this month. The short answer, yes. Now, the details of how I'll be playing that game, I have not solidified yet. Okay? I don't know yet. We'll see. We'll see, when we get there. But for now, I am playing it. I don't know how I'm playing it yet. I will have more information as we get closer. The way I see it, that's over 2 weeks away. I still got, Dragon Quest Builders 2 as well as Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, which I'm starting to work now with people to plan out who's going to be co-op with me and stuff. So, got to work on that first, right? Work on that stuff first. Then worry about the other stuff, right? So we'll get to it. We'll get to Wolfenstein Youngblood. Trust me, I have some plans. We'll see what happens with that, all right? Fair enough, everybody? Okay. Uzi Go Hard tipped me $1.01. $1.01. And he says, hopping on the lily pad. Oh, my God. Still following along with this frog meme. Thank you for the $1.01 tip. I don't know what the significance of the single cent was. Maybe he thought someone else would have tipped $1 and he wanted to be the top tipper of the day or whatever. But you are the top tipper of the day so far, the first and only tipper. Eternal Napalm did a 100-bit cheer. So that's going to make Eternal Napalm the top cheerer so far today. Let's get him up on the leaderboard because that was actually during the stream. And he says the following. I am buying a Switch in 2 weeks. What controller is the good one? If I could save money on a better controller and pick up another 2 games, perhaps the Bayonetta 1 and 2 collection, I want to do that. I appreciate the advice. Okay. Here's my experience. If you are going to be playing any game that requires the D-pad, okay? Any game you think you'll be using a D-pad for. So that means if you think you'll be playing Mario Maker with classic Mario levels and you want to use the D-pad, you know what I mean? Or maybe you're going to be using a game that the D-pad is very critical for gameplay inputs. You do not want to buy the Nintendo Pro Controller. The Nintendo Pro Controller, first of all, it's $70, or it was when it was new. It was $69.99. By now, they might have dropped the price because now there's actually tons of competition. I saw there's a ridiculous amount of controllers that are now available for the Switch that are all third-party. But when the Switch first launched, there were none. And all you could use were the Joy-Cons or this controller. They were the only 2 officially licensed controllers for the thing. The D-pad is faulty. Okay? It is. It just is. Everyone who bought this gamepad bought it because they wanted to play Street Fighter. It was Ultra Street Fighter 2 during the summer of 2016. Excuse me, the summer of 2017. It came out in like May, June. And you can't even do basic charge moves with it. You're like, oh, hold back, forward plus punch. Nope, it says you did down up. What? Like, I've only been playing Street Fighter since it fucking released in the early 90s. I'm pretty sure I know how to do a basic special move. And this controller tells me that I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Like, get the fuck out of here. And it's not just me, it's everyone. Everyone collectively said that sadly this controller is faulty. Now, I don't know why in the holy hell no one sued Nintendo. Because they mass-produced and sold this controller for about a year, to understand, until they finally, did, version 2. And apparently they updated it to make it better. So if you buy it now, okay, it's hit or miss. If you buy the Pro Controller today and you accidentally get one of the older ones that sat on a shelf for 2 years, you're going to get screwed over and you're going to get a faulty D-pad. All right? If you luck out and you get one of the second wave controllers, then you're fine. So who knows when you buy this controller what version you're getting. Now, in reality, I would recommend against buying this controller anyway, because there's a ridiculous amount of third-party controllers for the console now that are way cheaper. Hori is a company that I have bought many different joysticks from over the years, and they have a gamepad for it, and that's the gamepad that supposedly got delivered, and I gotta go check and see if it's on my porch. So yeah, so supposedly, you know, I'm gonna try that one out and let you know what I think. I'm gonna assume it's gonna be pretty good because Hori usually makes pretty good peripherals. There's another company, and I forget what they're called, Retro something or something like that, and they made a ton of them, and a lot of them are licensed controllers. They've got like Mario and Zelda and characters on them. I've heard those are hit or miss. Some people have told me those are good, and some people have told me they break easily. So I guess it really depends. I don't know. I haven't used it myself, so I can't give you any kind of an opinion. Now, in regards to the Joy-Cons that come with the console, all right, they're not bad, okay? They're not bad, but for me, number one, there's no D-pad. It's 4 buttons. That drives me fucking bonkers. I want a D-pad. I don't want 4 buttons, all right? That's just weird. And for me, that tells me they could not institute a D-pad on the Joy-Con properly, so they just put buttons there instead as a cop-out. Number two, if you use the Joy-Cons, you have to constantly be attaching them and detaching them from your console, all right? And that, in my opinion, is not only annoying, it's risky. Constantly attach, detach, attach, detach. You're risking breaking those attachment hinges, and if they break, you can't charge your Joy-Cons unless you buy something that's a third-party peripheral to charge them. You see what I mean? So for me, I would recommend if you're absolutely looking for, you know, a different controller other than the Joy-Cons, you might want to look into the third-party controllers. I'll let you know how this Hori controller, you know, is. But I couldn't tell you definitively what's the good one because I've only used the Pro controller, which I don't like, and I've used the Joy-Cons, okay? So there you go. Oh, now, a quick recommendation. If you want to go El Cheapo, all right, seriously, there is a controller for the Wii U. It is called the Wii U Pokken Tournament, or actually it's Pokken Tournament, gamepad. It was a gamepad that was sold on the Wii U exclusively to tie in with the release of Pokken Tournament. And at the time, to understand, it was pretty pricey. Now it's like $10 to $15 in a lot of places. It's really cheap. This controller works fully with the Switch, and that's the controller that I used when I played Ultra Street Fighter 2. Because the D-pad on the controller is excellent. It's really good. It's very easy to get charge moves, okay? However, the catch is the controller doesn't have all the buttons for the Switch. It has all your normal gameplay buttons, but it doesn't have a menu button to go back to the menu on the Switch because it wasn't made for the Switch. It's made for the Wii U. So if you're looking for a really cheap controller with a good D-pad, that would be my recommendation. That's the one I used when I played Ultra Street Fighter 2 years ago. But at this point, I don't know about its availability, and it doesn't have all the buttons you need for certain games. So, FYI. Okay. Let us continue, guys. So, Uzi Go Hard did 100-bit cheer. He said, Phil's a good frog, didn't do nothing wrong. Alright, well, there you go. Thank you. Hickney did a 50-bit cheer. He says, glad we're past your tax saga. I know you were stressed out during that time, and I'm glad we're past it. Yeah, you know, financially, I'm still kind of stuck. But thank God it's not an immediate pressing matter where I need to raise tons of money for taxes and stuff. That's a good thing. The problem is now I'm basically stuff happened behind the scenes. Again, I don't want to reveal stuff because it's none of anyone's business. But it got me to a point where I was so far behind that now I haven't been able to catch up. And that's the problem. I can't play catch up, so every month I'm behind. Okay, I get paid now, so I get caught back up, and then I'm behind. You see what I mean? It sucks. I need to get ahead. I need to find a way to get ahead so that way I can be even. But I haven't gotten to that point yet, and that's what sucks. So, all right, who is Jay Inslee? Took me $1.02. Says, how come back when you and Rambo used to make content together, people never tried to fuck with him and destroy his life like they did with you? Well, first of all, you don't know that. The truth of the matter is you don't know that. Just because John didn't publicly talk about it doesn't mean that that didn't happen. And I'll be honest with you guys, John told me about some stuff that would happen behind the scenes that was fucked up. I'm not going to talk about anything about it because that would be a violation of trust. But he was not. He absolutely was not insulated from it. It's just that he felt if I don't mention it, hopefully it'll go away. And quite frankly, it was probably the best strategy because I think that works. He was not, isolated from it. But then in addition to all that nonsense, then when he stopped associating himself with me and my content, he was constantly harassed about it. When are you going to do stuff with Phil? What about smart guys? When are you going to do this? When are you going to do that? And how do you think that made him feel? If he's trying to do stuff on his own and people won't pay attention to his own shit, but all they'll do is harass him about shit that's involved with me, how do you think that made him feel? Right? Pretty shitty. And I totally understand that. And I completely reverberate that sentiment. All right? So please understand, some people are like, they have these misconceptions. You don't have a misconception. Listen, being on the internet, having a public life is positive and negative. There's many good things that come from it, and there's many bad things that come from it, especially when those crazy people decide to latch onto you and just fuck with you constantly. And, most people who do this publicly have to deal with that. All right? Even though they may not talk about it, it's always an element that's there. All right? No one is safe. Let's put it that way. Okay? All right, continuing on. Frag Grenade Go Boom tipped me $1 and said, Phil, I'm a new viewer. I want to let you know I love your Back in Time playlist series on YouTube. Very fun. All right. I don't even know what that is. Back in Time. Never heard of it, but thank you very much. Pragmatic Tactician did a 50-bit cheer. He says, the definition of pride is an excessive view of oneself. And most people use this term positively in their context. Shouldn't this be a negative adjective overall? I would say pride can go both ways. Because in essence, pride is, like most things in life, good in moderation. If you have a certain amount of pride in yourself, it could allow you to have a good feeling of self-esteem, all right? And it could allow you to actually feel like what you're doing is worthwhile. It could motivate you to create and be positive and fun, right? If you don't have pride in what you're doing, if you feel that what you do is donkey shit every day, then how are you ever going to feel like you're motivated to do it? Why are you going to be feeling like I want to go back to work today if you don't have pride in what you're doing, right? If you have no motivation, you don't feel what you're doing is good, you don't have a good view of yourself, it's going to be very hard to motivate yourself to go back to do that every day, okay? And that's what I found over the years is if you feel like you're putting out something subpar, if you feel like the work you're doing, no matter what job it is, if you feel like the work you're doing is subpar, what motivation do you have to go back besides, I just need the paycheck? And quite frankly, for some people, that's enough. I just need a paycheck. I don't care what the fuck I'm doing. I just need a paycheck. And a lot of people, they're stuck in that rut. They have a job or something that they do. They can't stop doing it. They have to keep doing it just to make the paycheck, to make ends meet. And I totally sympathize with all of you because I've been there for a lot of my life. I was in jobs I didn't like, and I simply did it just to make a paycheck, okay? But if you're in a situation where you can have pride in yourself and pride in what you do, I feel that it could actually be a very strong positive, right? If I feel that every day when I come to stream, I'm putting out quality content that is entertaining and fun, and that if you tune into my stream other than someone else's stream, you're going to get something unique and different out of it that's a good time versus what someone else might put out, and it's better than what someone else might be putting out. That's going to motivate me to try to do this every day as well as I can and to be better and to improve and to just make the best possible experience for everyone, okay? But if I feel that I don't put out a quality piece of content, then why, what's the point? I just come here and I go through the motions and I float through the games, and as soon as I can get away, I get away, right? If you guys haven't noticed, recently has been the opposite. I've been hanging out on streams more when I can. I've been having a lot of fun with streams. I love this, okay? I'm being honest. I do. I think that what I do is worthwhile and meaningful. People tell me all the time what I do is worthwhile and meaningful. That's why I have pride in what I do, okay? But excessive pride, all right, can lead you to tons of problems. If you feel that you are infallible, that what you do, you're the best person ever, right? You're the best looking, the most funniest, the most intelligent, the best ever, and you have this insanely infallible sense of pride, unshakable sense of pride. What happens is you completely shut yourself off to criticism, you completely shut yourself off to change, to improvement. You can become very full of yourself, all right, and become very conceited. That's not a good thing. And it could turn people off to you because you're always thinking that you're the hot shit and you're the best and no one else could possibly hold a candle to you and your content or whatever you're doing. All right. So the bottom line is it's all about moderation. For me, I'll be honest, I've been on both ends of the spectrum. There was one point in my life where I felt that I was a worthless turd and that I was contributing nothing and I hated my life. There's been times in my life when I felt like I was the hot shit, that I am the best, and I was full of conceit and pride. I've been in both ends of the spectrum, all right? Today, I try to balance that. I understand that I probably are not putting out the best possible stream on the internet, all right? I don't think I possibly could. I don't have the budget for it. I don't have the intelligence nor the knowledge to do that. I just try to put out an honest and fun stream for all of you guys every day, and I try to put out whatever I can to the best of my ability, and I do feel that I've been working towards that and that you guys have been giving me feedback to allow me to improve, and I think that things are great on the streams because of that, and I thank you all for that. So I do have pride in what I do, but at the same time, I try to keep a little bit of humility and understand that there's tons of people out there that could probably do way better than me and do better than me, and, you know, that's fine. I found a place where I am, where I like who I am and I like what I do, and you guys seem to like that too, and that's what I want to keep going, okay? Cheers. I just took a sip of my drink. Cheers to that. All right. Let's continue. Impact Zhao Long. Okay, just took me $1.25. So thank you very much for that, Impact Zhao Long. To the top tipper of the day. Let's get you up on the leaderboard, and then I will read the message, which is blowing me away because I didn't know this. This is good news, actually. So Impact Zhao Long took me $1.25 and said the following. Good day, Phil. I'm so hyped for Impact's Slammiversary tonight. It's crazy with how shit the show was 2 years ago. They went from not drawing to selling out every pay-per-view now, how hard it used to be on TNA back in the day. Now it's up there with NXT. That sounds good to me. I couldn't attest to what you're saying because I haven't seen Impact, I'm not even kidding, since I was still doing Smark Guys. And how long ago was that? You know, you're talking 5+ years ago was the last time I saw an episode of TNA Impact. And by the way, I know that I guess they're not called TNA Impact anymore. They're just Impact Wrestling or whatever. I don't know anything about it. I don't know who wrestles there. I don't know what kind of product they put out. Like, I'm completely out of the loop when it comes to this. So, you know, I can't comment. If they indeed are doing well and they're drawing and they have people there that are doing well, great. All right, that sounds good to me. And competition is good. WWE, by all means, it needs as much competition as possible because they ran themselves into the ground so badly that they need a change. In fact, we're just talking about pride. You want to talk about a company that's so full of pride that they think they're infallible. WWE thought that for a long time, to the fact that now their ratings dip down into the gutter, and they're trying to find ways to turn things around, like bringing back Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff as the writers of the show, right? They're the people who used to lead their competition are now the head writers of their shows. So, anyway, that's good to hear. Thanks for the tip. Thanks for the info. I had no idea. Frogs on Logs and Bobs with Dogs. Give me $1. Said, do you think you'll play Apex Legends again anytime soon with Brian and Kekin? It could be a fun stream with the new season out now, full new content. I don't think so. I have not. Here's how I approached it. All right, when I played Apex Legends, I was skeptical. I said I wasn't going to play it at launch. I was going to see if people liked it. After about a week of people playing it, they asked me to play it. I did play it. I ended up playing it with Brian and Kekin. We had some good co-op with it. We ended up winning a bunch of games together over the course of about a month and a half. All right, and then I went to Connecticut to visit my parents and get married. And when I came back, basically Apex Legends was dead. No one really cared about it. No one was talking about it. All right. Now, this last week, Apex Legends Season 2 launched. One new character, 1 or 2 new guns, I believe. And now there's big monsters that stomp on you. And outside of that, apparently it's the same exact game. There's not much else going for it. Now, if you like that, great. I'm not saying I don't like it either. I had fun playing with Brian and Kekin. But I don't know what else I could possibly do with that game. You know what I mean? When we were doing the team-based co-op stuff, it was fun. We had camaraderie, we had interaction, and it was a good stream. But what I found is that my stream viewers constantly complained that I didn't interact with them. Phil, you're shut off from us. You're just talking to your teammates. You don't talk to us. You know, so this isn't so fun of a stream. So I would say Apex Legends, when it was hyped, maybe a couple streams was good, and then after that, people got tired of it because they like the interactions that I have with them on stream. And when I'm interacting with the team, I can't interact with my stream viewers, right? Very similar to when I just did Borderlands 2's DLC a few weeks ago, right? I played the Borderlands 2 DLC, and it was fun. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed playing it, but most of the stream viewers said it was a dud because I couldn't interact with you guys, all right? So it's kind of the same deal. If I play Apex Legends Season 2, I could probably guarantee you there'd be one session where people would care because they want to see me play the new stuff, and then after that, no one would care anymore. I'll be very honest with all you guys, I really don't care. From what people have told me, there's really no major changes, and quite frankly, this week, I expected that if Apex Legends Season 2 was so good, I was going to get a giant demand this week. Phil, why aren't you playing it? Just like with Apex Legends when it first launched back in February. People were like, Phil, why the hell didn't you play Apex Legends? You should be all over this game. It's the hot new game. That has not happened this week. Seriously. That has not happened this week at all. Instead, it's people just haven't even mentioned it. You're the first person to really majorly mention it since maybe 2-3 days ago when I think it was Timbo Sliced on the stream was telling us about the changes to it. But no one seems to really give a shit. Which I'm not surprised. If you're into that kind of stuff, if you're into the constant team-based co-op gameplay, then maybe you care. But for most people, I don't think they really care too much about it. So there you go. All right. I'm not really interested in it. Again, if I get massive demand for it, great. But it doesn't seem like there's any demand for it. By the way, it's still team-based co-op only. There's no solo battle royal in the game. They never added that mode. They never really added much at all. So like I said, that's why it's really no incentive for me to go back. Okay? Zion Williamson tipped me $1. I said, do you think YouTubers like Ninja and PewDiePie have too much pride? Seems like they're unchecked and running wild thinking they're hot shit making content for children. I have no idea. I don't know much about their content. I don't watch their content. The only thing I hear about them is their behavior that affects other content creators. But as for their content, I couldn't tell you a single thing. So answer is no. Transsexual alien SJW just tipped me $1 and said the amazing Disney, who is very desperate to cater to the diversity agenda, is casting a black lady as Ariel in the live-action Little Mermaid. It has nothing to do with racism, but is BCZ Ariel in the white redhead, just like Tiana, Black Princess and the Frog. What the fuck is that? I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care what the color of the skin of the girl is that they're casting as Ariel in the Little fucking Mermaid. There's 5 million other things on planet Earth more important than this. This is the last possible fucking thing I need to spend any time on. Thank you for the $1 tip. I don't care. Alrighty then. Gaylord laughing out loud to me $1 and says, do comic book movies have to be 100% copy pasted from the comics to be good, or can some things not be, or some things are not translated well to films? That's an interesting question. That's a question that, movie makers have been tackling for, a long time. Every time that they make a movie adaptation of the comic books, a lot of stuff changed. I remember back in the 90s when X-Men 1 premiered. Was it the 90s or was it the early 2000s? I forget the exact date, but when I saw the first X-Men movie in theaters, I liked the movie. But I was like, man, is that different from the comic books? That was very different, and it was good. And I like where they're going with it, and maybe it could get good, even better. But it was kind of sad to see a lot of the stuff that I liked from the comic book characters lost. Like Rogue, are you kidding me? Rogue in the X-Men movie has nothing to do with Rogue in the comics. Zero. Not the same character at all, in my opinion. Okay? And I had to kind of accept that. As a huge fan in the 90s, I read all the X-Men comics, and I was a huge fan of these characters, and when they finally made it to the movies, a lot of them were completely lackluster and nothing like they were in the comics. Yet some characters like Wolverine were completely badass and, were represented very well. So, it's kind of hit or miss when you go to movies. Maybe, can you represent a man running around in underoos as a superhero in a movie and not make it fucking hilariously laughable? You got to realize some of these things that you see. Just think of the premise of Batman. A man who dresses like a flying rodent. When you just think about that on paper, that sounds fucking hilarious. A guy dressed up in a flying rodent suit, and he's running around the city throwing things at people to stop crimes. Like, what? But then if you get into the lore of Batman, oh my God, he's a badass. He's a millionaire or billionaire playboy who trained martial arts and all this stuff, and he learned how to do all this stuff. And he's a dark backstory. He's a vigilante crime fighter, and he's brutal criminals he has to fight and stop because the police can't do it themselves. You see what I mean? So when you compare the two, it's like, what the? But that's what I mean. On paper, Batman sounds like a joke. But then if you think about what you could do with it, it could be pretty badass. And so how do you take that idea from a comic book, a hand-drawn medium that looks cartoony, and how do you turn that into a realistic thing to put on the screen? That's a tough thing to do, And a lot of people have tried, and a lot of people have succeeded, and a lot of people have failed. It's hit or miss when you do these comic book movies. Or would we ever see a 100% accurate comic book adaptation? I doubt it. I think it would be ludicrous. Imagine if you had the actual X-Men from like the 1980s X-Men running around in their underoos. Seriously, their underwear out, and they're fucking running around, and Jean Grey had that big ridiculous yellow mask with big pointy shit, and fucking Wolverine looks like an idiot with fucking bright yellow. Oh, I'm a superhero. I'm gonna run around in bright yellow. Wow, that's really good for stealth. See what I mean? Comic books have always been like crazy over the top. So trying to translate that into something realistic doesn't necessarily work. So there you go. That's at least my opinion. Ben Boxer cheered and says, The Bachelorette cast a black woman once and the ratings went down 30%. So do you think the casting of Ariel being a black woman will hurt box office revenue? I have no idea. I honestly have no idea whatsoever. This is a hot topic, race, by the way, and I have no input. I don't know how I could possibly have any input on this. I don't know how. I have no frame of reference. I'm not a movie statistician. I don't know how having people of different colors change the outcome of different movies and changes their performance at the box office. I don't know why you're asking me these questions. What the hell does the casting of The Little Mermaid have to do with a gameplay stream? What is going on? Let's move on. Red Bull's Eye took me $1 since I saw the new Spider-Man film, and is Hollywood desperate to include persons from every single race, religion, and body size to avoid criticism? I like Mary Jane Watson, but not the annoying Michelle Jones. Well, there you go. I don't even know what you're talking about. Is Michelle Jones the name of the actress that plays Mary Jane? I saw Spider-Man: Homecoming. I don't know the name of the actress. I don't know. I couldn't answer these questions. You guys are really trying to ask me stuff that I have no knowledge of today, and I can't really contribute. So, all right, guys, I think we're going to do a shout out for the top cheerers of the week, because this is our last chance to do so. Because remember, this leaderboard for cheering is going to reset overnight, and then we're going to get started here with Final Fantasy IX. Okay, guys. All right. So, shout out to the top cheering contributors of the week. We start off 10th place, Timbo Slice. 9th place, West Side Rascal. 8th place, Orcs or Dorks 7. 7th place, Golden Colts. 6th place, Baby Man Gaming. 5th place, Infinite 55. 4th place, Slie. 3rd place, Insomniatic Meat. 2nd place, Nihilistic Goldfish. And 1st place, Creepy Spaghetti. There you go. Very nice. Impact Zhao Long to me another $1 and says, maybe you could check out Impact one day. They cast the show on TTV. I don't know what that is. It's on its app for free. I think you could watch Brian Cage. He's built like late 90s Scott Steiner, but moves like he's in 205 Live. The man in charge now is Don Callis, a.k.a. Cyrus the Virus. I have no idea what you just said about Cyrus the Virus. That's a reference that was right over my head. But basically, sounds good, but I don't know what TTV is. I wouldn't even know how to watch that. So, the bottom line is, I don't have enough time to watch the things I watch now. Like, just in 1 week, I watch Raw and SmackDown. I try to watch 205 Live, NXT, and NXT UK. That's the stuff I try to watch in 1 week. Frequently, I don't even get to watch all of that. And then if there's a pay-per-view event like an NXT TakeOver or WWE pay-per-view, I try to watch them. This week now, I'm trying to watch Stranger Things, right? I've seen 2 episodes so far. It's going to take me a while. See what I mean? Like, I don't really have a lot of time to watch stuff, so I doubt I'm going to have time to watch another wrestling show. Okay? Ron took me $1 Say, I recently got diagnosed with gout. Do you have any advice on dietary changes to help with it? Basically, you need to reduce acid levels in your body, and there's many ways you could do this. The first is no alcohol or less alcohol, and less red meat, and no shellfish, less shellfish. Those are the primary things that are going to raise the acid in your body. Liquor, red meat, shellfish. Okay? Exercise also helps. Now there's a lot of what do they call them? Homeopathic remedies that people have suggested. One of the things that I've done for the past 4 years is I drink cherry juice. All right? Now, I don't know if it actually works, but I can tell you this. I drink cherry juice. I haven't really had much problems with it. You know, I've drastically reduced the amount that I drink. I've drastically reduced the amount of shellfish and red meat that I eat. And I drink cherry juice for dinner pretty much almost every day. And I have not had any issue with my acid levels since 2016. That's the God's honest truth, 3 years since I've had any problem with my acid levels. So, you know, that's what I would recommend. I'm sure there's many other things. I would say consult your physician. But from my experience, that's what I did, and it worked. So there you go. Wayne Lambright tipped me $1.50 and said, "Good night, sweet prince." Okay. I don't know what the hell that means. I don't know who Wayne Lambright is, but I guess you'll, You're the top tipper of the day at $1.50. Thank you very much. That gets us up to $10 in tips. There you go. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Are we ready? Are we ready to begin with Final Fantasy IX? Excuse me. Phew. All right. Let's get started. This is a long pre-stream today. I guess people had a lot to talk about. So just a quick reminder, everybody. The best way for you to contribute and help me out today, being very honest, would be to tip me. Tipping me is going to help me out more than anything. Those are funds I can put towards bills to try to get out of this freaking overdraft situation and everything. And I don't get paid by Twitch for another 8 days. So please tip me if you can. If not, all of the contributions are much appreciated as well. They're not mandatory, but they keep things going. So thank you guys very much. All right. That's it, folks.